Like these
People
air
literally
guitarists buy these packets.
air guitar strings.
No way.
Obviously, as a joke, I'd hope.
Very watery. Usually protein shakes are
Watery.
denser.
Maybe I should have shaken it. Cheers, boys and girls.
No! Oh, God. Welcome back. If you've come from episode 1, you're an absolute legend. If
You're
you haven't
G.
and you're here again a week later, we love you. And if this is your first time checking us out, welcome to Suits and Sliders.
Ep 2.
If you
DOS.
haven't met us already, I am Ollie.
And I am Jamie.
And this is a little podcast where we talk about the real world of business. We take the mick, we play some fun games and challenges, and we tell you about the real world stories from our own perspective.
Go check out episode 1 to find out what happens when we hit 500 subs.
And to find out who had to slap the other person in the neck more often during our little game of higher or lower.
Very true, very true. But anyway, please subscribe below. We're trying to hit 100. Hopefully 500 so we can shave this man's eyebrow. But other than that, like, comment, and all of that good stuff.
And if we get a bunch more, I have a sneak clip somewhere of him saying something behind the scenes where he agreed to also shave an eyebrow. And if we hit some big subscribers, I'm going to let you all say.
What are you laying for?
I'm not lying. So today's episode, you would have seen in the title, Step 1,
Let's go.
Make a Step 1. Where we're going to be talking to you about the point after having the idea, bringing an idea to life. I
like it.
So we're going to get into it with a few segments today. We've got a few workplace stories, a lot of people's favourites, hopefully to be, where we talk about your real world craziness. And then we're going to talk a bit more about today's topic as for getting things down and moving forward.
Nice, I like it, I like it. It's important to start bringing things to life, though. Like we said, we kind of mentioned or alluded to in the first pod, putting pen to paper, coming up with an idea. Now that you've got that idea, hopefully, let's bring it to life.
Exactly. That comes through with names, ideas, unique service points, which we'll get onto later on.
Setting up a company and all of that.
Thinking who you want to do it with as well.
Yeah.
Big things to come, big things to come. Anyway, let's get into segment 1 of the episode.
Sweet, let's go.
We're going to start you off with a good old entertaining workplace stories segment. Do you know what the stories is today, Jamie?
Crazy business ideas.
Crazy business ideas.
All right, I'll start you off, Oliver.
Go on, Jay.
How about this, right? Air guitar strings.
Huh?
Yeah.
Took me a while for that to land.
You heard me.
What are you talking about?
This is literally a product. They sell nothing in a packet and call it air guitar strings.
No.
Honestly, it is so true. Why not buy invisible strings, mate?
I can't understand. So you're saying that people like these
People
air
literally
guitarists buy these packets?
Air guitar strings.
No way.
Obviously, as a joke, I'd hope. For like someone.
But have you seen them?
But they literally sell just a packet. And it says air guitar strings on
That
it.
is funny. That is really
But I have seen those
Have
comps.
you seen those
They're
videos where
mental,
like people
mate.
like properly go for it?
Yeah.
Like, there's competitions where they like have like a first, second,
They probably
third,
do
air
buy them,
guitar,
air guitar
drums
strings.
are the
Mental.
funniest things. If you ever want something to watch just for a giggle, watch air
You'll be
guitar
entertained for
like
hours,
competitions. You would be cracking up. That's a good
Have
start.
Have you got one?
I've got some crazy ones. This one's a little bit of a longer one, but it's one that a lot of people know about. You may have heard of it. It's called the $1 Million Homepage. So there was a chap out there back in 2005, Alex Chu, was a broke college student, and he had a big problem. He needed money, like we all do.
Yeah.
But with nothing but a notebook and a pen, he scribbled down a simple question: how do I become a millionaire? We've all been there, or you will at some point if you haven't already. 20 minutes later, he had a wild idea. Sell 1 million pixels of ad space on a website for $1 per pixel. Sounded crazy, but he had nothing to lose, and he borrowed £100 to buy the domain and set up the $1 million homepage. So you just typed in this web link, and it brought you to a homepage that had 1 million pixels, and you could buy a single pixel on the homepage. To get things rolling, he convinced his friends and family to buy the first 1,000 pixels. Then he reached out to the media, knowing they'd loved the quirky concept. He was right. Within 2 weeks, he made $40,000. The site exploded globally with big brands buying in, and in 5 months, he hit $1 million. The final pixel sold on eBay for $38,000 a pixel. So yeah, walked away with a very healthy profit.
From spending 100 quid.
Just by going,
Not
I'm going to
bad.
make a website and sell the little pixels.
That's pretty crazy, mate.
Genius.
I don't think it's
Absolute
as
genius.
crazy as my next one.
Oh.
Pet
you stand
rock.
corrected. Pet what?
Rock.
Pet rock. I think I've heard about these. Go on.
Launched in 1970s. In the 1970s.
Yeah.
This product, right,
Yeah.
is literally a rock in a box. And it has been
What are you doing out there, people?
super successful, despite it being so simple. They literally go along, they pick up a rock, they put it in a box, and they sell it as a pet for people to buy.
Hey, you don't have to walk
And
it.
you know how that
that's
that's literally how they market
Genius.
it. The best pet you could ever ask for.
I kind of want a pet rock now. Do you know what? I actually do want
Mental
a pet
though,
rock.
innit? Like it just goes to show. Well, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot more that we talk through now.
Yeah.
But like, you can literally do anything.
Oh,
And if it's funny or
sometimes
something, it
these-
pops off.
Yeah, sometimes these stupid ideas,
Honestly.
but they're like so unique that they just
Yeah.
kind of break them off. Like, do you know, like
Oh,
it kind of go on.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you know, like the most liked photo on Instagram?
Yeah, it's like
The
what,
egg.
an egg.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? So that's my point. Like, if you come up with something even stupid, like you've got that sense of humor about you,
Yeah.
where you can find something like that. Oh, just go for it,
100%,
see if it works. It might
100%.
actually cost you like so little money to actually set
Yeah,
up, but
literally
it
cost
could
you
make
nothing.
you millions. I've got one here for
Go
you.
on,
This
go
one's
on.
I like this because I'm a petty sort of person. I've got to admit. This is so it's a bad flaw of mine, but hey, I've said it. So this one's called The Dead Roses Florist.
Okay. What, for like funerals?
Have you got an ex you can't stand? A nemesis who deserves a floral disappointment? Meet the Dead Roses Florist, the online shop
Oh my
that ditched the
gosh.
romantic bouquets for the withered, wilted flowers. So here's how it works, right? So you pick a sad-looking bouquet, you enter an address, and you buy it for your least favourite person for a not-so-sweet surprise. Simple, savage, strangely successful. With 4 options between 25 quid and 30 quid, the business is thriving.
That is
They're making
mental.
millions by people just buying their
You know
worst
what?
enemy's dead flowers and sending it to their house.
That's quite funny because I've got a service that will go with that.
You have?
I do.
Okay, go on.
Breakup services.
No.
So, once you've perhaps sent or delivered the flowers,
Yeah.
the dead flowers or whatever you're on about, maybe you might get someone to break up with your girlfriend.
Oh, that's so brutal.
If it's a text, a phone call, or even in person, this company
Yeah.
offer to break up with your significant other or whatever it may be, however you'd like to do it, for a fee. And apparently, it's very popular.
Oh, that is mad.
It is
What do they do in
mental.
person? Do they just walk up to them like,
Yeah.
sorry, love?
Well, it's like savage. They'll be like, this is a note from whoever. They don't want to be your lover
I
anymore.
wonder how much it costs.
I actually didn't look that up. I probably should have.
That's all good.
It's probably like 50p for a text, calls like £1, walking up in person's like 180 quid, something like that.
To be fair, looking at my next one,
Yeah, go
do you know,
on.
these are all tying into one another because
Go
this
on,
is what
go
you
on.
do once you've broken up with your girlfriend and you've sent the flowers to her in
Why
eventual
are we
state.
talking about breakup?
This is what you do next.
Go on.
You rent a friend. The business of companionship.
Oh my gosh.
So for loneliness, it's a very overwhelming thing for some. And so in 2009, Scott came up with a unique solution: rent a friend, a service where you can literally hire a friend for a few hours. So you go up to it and you sign up, and you can either you set up your interests on there and your personality traits and all that sort of stuff. And next thing comes along, a +1 for an event.
That's crazy.
If you want somebody for a new hobby, if you're just feeling lonely, with a few clicks you can book a companion with no strings attached. It says.
Have you also seen like the people that hug you or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the
that's
cuddlers
what it
or whatever
reminds me of a
is.
little bit.
Yeah, this
So
is a different
speaking
one to
of
that.
rent-
do
oh,
you want to
got
know
a
how
bit
much this
more?
lot have
Go
made,
on,
though?
go on,
Have
go
a
on.
guess how much this lot have made.
I reckon they would have done all right. Over 100k easily.
They're somewhere between $2 and $5 million.
Oh my god.
$2 and $5 million for a rent-a-friend.
And like anyone can
Actually,
sign up.
Anyone can sign up. So if you need a friend out there, go and
kinda
sign yourself up
scary,
and make
though.
some spare cash.
Kind of scary.
It's a bit weird. You don't know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you don't really like rent a friend, how about rent a chicken?
What? Well, it's just like farmers do when they're like trying to breed
Hear
their
me out,
chickens.
right?
Okay.
It's exactly what you think.
Is it?
It is. You get a couple of live chickens.
Yeah.
Let them vibe in your garden. Let them chill out for a little bit.
Nice.
Peck a few things. And then you can give them back just before the winter arrives. Because they don't really lay eggs during the winter. So it's pretty much like a friend. Try before you buy.
Try before you buy. Get a chicken first, people.
Crazy.
Get some eggs out of it.
How cool's that?
Make yourself some morning breakfast and invite your new friend over for breakfast.
Yeah, this is my rented summer chicken. He's leaving in December. We'll get a new one.
And worst case scenario, in the winter, you can just get yourself a pet rock.
Exactly. So sorted.
These all go hand in hand.
While you play your air guitar strings or whatever.
While you play your air guitar. That was mental. That's
pretty
all
mental. But I think like from that, it just shows that if you name a business quite creatively or come up with a really bizarre idea, it can just pop off because people
obscure,
find it hilarious. Yeah.
So those are some of the craziest business ideas for you out in the working world, people.
Well, also like comment down below, is there any memorable businesses that you know that are like bizarre, completely random? Let us know.
Absolutely mental. Right, let's get back into the episode, shall we? Tell you a little bit about bringing an idea to life.
Coolio.
Welcome back. That was Workplace Stories, where we told you some crazy business ideas. As you now well know, there are some lunatics out there. Lunatics.
There are lunatics. Yeah, it just honestly goes to show like something like a pet rock means anyone could think of something.
It's
surely,
just bizarre.
It's actually mental.
So now getting into a bit about your own little business ideas and going ahead with it like we have. A really good place to start is coming up with a name.
Definitely.
Like the idea is all well and good in itself, but you need to give it a title.
Yeah.
Just like naming a kid. So you don't let a kid go like years and years without giving it a name. You got to give it a name.
That is true. It's very true. It is very true.
And giving a name to a company is vitally important. We'll come back to this at a later stage, how there are some people who just get it wrong. But nevertheless, when it comes to picking a name, I mean, the things that stand out for me is pick out something that is catchy, like something that defines a bit about the company, so it's not too kind of overly niche. So many people call companies after their own name, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like nobody... Like, you're not some sort of Elon Musk. You're not some mega entrepreneur, and even they don't call the companies after their own name. It's not like it's called Bezos Amazon or Musk Tesla. It's like they're defining usually short syllable parable names. So those are sort of some of the main points you need to be thinking about when it comes to picking a name of a company, but also put it in line with what you're doing. Like if you're a luxury brand, you want to make it more luxury, maybe double barrel it, things like that.
Yeah,
what are your sort of initial thoughts, Jay?
No, I agree. I think there's so many studies that go into like logos, names, everything like that, like the color of it, how long it should be, how many syllables, stuff like that. It's actually insane. I don't think you really need to go too into depth about it personally, because you see some names out there like thinking of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, kind of random, but they stick. For some reason they stick. So go out there, maybe talk to your mates, be like, listen, I've got a couple of names or a name. What do you think of this? Go get some opinions. Go see if people like it. See if people like engage with it. See what people think that name is in the industry. Like, is it random? Does it even relate? Maybe change it up, maybe mix it up. Go get some advice. That's what I would say.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, as you mentioned that, talking about a couple of the names that come along with starting a new business. So we had a few names back in the day.
Wow.
I was early doors. This was probably, what was this, like a year ago?
Yeah,
this was a long time ago.
I mean, like you'd probably find out a lot more on our Patreon.
Yeah, very true.
All of the stuff we did about a year ago.
That's very true.
I can't even remember.
We'll probably go through the full length of these. So I came up with like 26, 27 names for this podcast. Hopefully you like Suits and Sliders. I think it's got a nice little ring to it. We've got the sliders on, suits for this business capture.
But it also matches us exactly what we're doing. Like back in the college days, we'd wear our sliders all the time.
Yeah.
And then as we grew up, obviously now we've got full-time jobs. I guess we're kind of in suits as well. So it works perfectly for us in terms of our brand identity.
You're right. For sure, in terms of the composite between suits being the sort of traditional business workplace outfit, sliders got nothing to do with that. It's about breaking the mold.
Yeah,
that's kind of where the name
exactly.
is
That's
born.
why we're doing a business podcast. We chat to each other, talk a bit of waffle, but we also crack on when we need to.
Exactamundo. So a couple of the names we could have gone for. I picked out 6 here. We had so many more than these.
Yeah, the whole
but
list.
some of these are just terrible. They are really terrible. So we had Startup Savvy, which is just cringe. It's so cringe.
God.
We had Millennial Minds podcast.
Millennial Minds.
Which, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, could be like some sort of euphoric drug sort of company.
I have no clue where that's going.
We had Future Founders. Do you get what I mean? We were using a lot of alliteration early doors. We still have in Suits and Sliders, but it is a bit more roll off the tongue. We had the Biz Bros podcast.
Don't mind it. Don't mind it.
That was a contender.
Yeah.
Really
it's like Warner Bros, isn't it? A little bit.
It did. Yeah. We had Young Hustle podcast, but I think it made us seem too much like a rapper. It's
terrible.
Like, got Lil Wayne and Young Hustle coming through.
Young Ferg.
You gonna give him a rap, Jamie? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you the beatbox.
No, I don't.
No, we're not getting into that. We'll get demonetized somehow. Right.
We'll put it on Patreon.
And then last one we had was pennies to pounds, which is kind of it didn't really catch.
It's like Poundland.
And we came up with Suits and Sliders, and Suits and Sliders has seemed to stick. There's enough S's there for you.
I think, we like it. People we've spoken to seem to like it, and it goes well.
Yeah, definitely. But let us know your thoughts in the comments about some of those other names, or maybe come up with some creative names for yourself, like what you think our podcast could have been called.
Yeah,
it'd be hilarious to see what some of you could come up with.
I guarantee you someone's going to say, Jamie Oliver.
It's not a cooking show.
Today, we're going to cook. We should probably do that as a little
We should do we should do like a business day out where we do a cooking show.
I'm Jamie, this is Oliver. We're going to cook for you.
We'll do that in the future, guys. If you give should we say a certain amount of likes, and we'll do the cooking show episode.
Yeah, could do. This pod, if we get
drum roll. You got to say a number, bro.
288 likes.
288 likes, and we will do a cooking show episode where we talk a little bit about the restaurant business. Maybe do a Spenny or Penny with some nice delectable foods.
Something like that.
Some ideas.
We'll see. We'll come up with something for sure.
Anyway, get back into the point of the day. So here's another question. The name identifies itself, but something that has more value is how a company separates itself.
Yeah, and that is huge.
Yeah.
Your USP, so your
your neck.
A long day, guys.
We're filming this late at night again. Anyway, what's the USP?
Unique selling proposition or point, some people say as well.
I see.
But essentially, it's your business DNA. It's what makes you stand out from the crowd. And if you don't have a USP, then you're not going to stand out from the crowd, unfortunately, and you're just going to rot away.
You are.
As sad as it is. But essentially, what we want from a successful business is you need to start thinking about what's our niche or what's my niche. How are you going to stand out, essentially? What are you going to do that's different from the market out there? Because that's really, really important. Why will my customers care about what I'm offering? That's kind of what you got to ask yourself as well.
Yeah.
Alongside, what problem are you going to actually solve out there? What is not being, presented in the market, the industry? What's different? What do you think about that?
As we're going through this, these are like some really important questions that is crucial to answer in the early stages. So if you do even have a pen and paper there, try and get some of these down. Go back if you can and write these down. And try to answer them as descriptively as you can, because that will be what... You could write a business plan of 100 pages. You 100%. Could build a prototype. You could speak to 1 million investors. But the truth is, if you can't answer those simple questions, none of those investors are going to give you any money. That business plan isn't going to be worth jack shit.
Definitely.
And your business isn't going to work. So get
something to add to that, though, is don't try and serve everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to niche down, essentially. Go find what the issue that you're solving is and where that is in whatever market or industry it is.
True.
Because you'd be surprised, a lot of big companies nowadays started off from just solving a problem, a little issue that they thought was a really good niche that they could go down, and then they can expand that way in the industry itself. So that's also a really good point to mention. Yeah,
you're right. And within that, a company being in the same space can solve different problems, and that's what separates the products more than anything. So,
I've got a brilliant example. Obviously, we do mention it a bit in the last one, but Tesla, right? Their USP, they're just a car, aren't they? But what they do differently, they're selling electric cars, but it's not just electric cars. They're trying to sell a futuristic kind of vehicle.
All the automation, all the sort of lifestyle preferencing of the car and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It is phenomenal. Some of the stuff that I went to a Tesla dealer the other day. Got a family member that works there, and seeing some of the stuff they got in the car in terms of like even simply as like watching Netflix or moving the seats in the back or like changing the sound in dynamics in the car, all that sort of stuff, which other car brands do sometimes, but the fact that Tesla derives its purpose off of that is why they get the people in the door.
Exactly. They're trying to like hit that lifestyle of being sustainable, but also in an innovative car that is really breaking molds out there. You got any other examples that you can think of off the top of your head?
Any other examples? USPs?
I think a big one that stands out for me as well is like Nike.
Yeah.
Simple marketing message, just do it. Basically saying to any average Joe or athlete out there, give it your all and just crack on and do it. Like really, really simple messaging, but also quite niched in terms of what they're trying to promote. It's just basically garments, shoes, stuff like that will make people feel cool and feel like they're going to go and do something and strive for something.
Yeah, clothing brands do that probably more visibly than any other brand, just because everybody knows that Gucci exists as much as Gap exists, but there is a difference there when you're talking about expense and everything else. They still derive themselves from being of different value because they meet different demographics.
So definitely getting a USP is huge. I think what else is quite big is having core values that your company really, really stands by. Yeah,
100%.
Massive.
Core values, and that is the secondary point to USPs a lot of the time, because once you've got your unique point of reference and selling purpose, then it's about going, what are the main tenets that you're going to stand by as a business owner, and what you're going to instill as if you were to ever scale the brand needs to kind of be kept structured. I mean, for example, with this podcast, for you guys out there, our main ones that we keep a hold of throughout is empowerment of you people at home, integrity in what we do on a daily basis, making sure you get the full sort of outline of what it is that we're doing, inclusivity to make sure we span this out to as many people as possible, reach as many different demographics as possible, and last of all, fun and engagement to make it entertaining.
We're trying anyway.
We're doing our best. We're doing our best. So please show us your support.
But you're exactly right. Like core values are promises that you're giving to your customers or people who are viewing your show, whatever it may be, and you've got to stick by them. And I think it's really important not to shift, because you have seen disasters where companies start to adapt, maybe shift because a sponsor comes in and says we kind of want to do this, and it doesn't align well. And I think it's really, really important to stick to your values, especially nowadays.
Completely agree, without a doubt. And so moving on, we've got our next segment coming up here, Jamie. What's our next little segment?
Speaking of which, Oliver, you are going to find out what you prefer in penny or spenny. So I've got 2 drinks.
Okay.
One from a protein aspect.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Hear me out. And one, obviously, within the fizzy industry world.
I see.
The normal drinks. You're going to find out whether any of them have a USP, and you're going to tell us as well.
Let's get into it then.
Choose which one you prefer.
Let's go.
You look hard, mate. You look like a ninja. That's it. All right.
I'm closing my eyes anyway.
Oliver, are you ready?
Spenny or penny, welcome.
Spenny or penny.
As Jamie Lee delightfully said before. Jamie Lee? Who's Jamie Lee? Jamie said penny or spenny before. Wrong.
This is my segment.
Okay, sorry.
I have tied Oliver up.
Hey, careful now.
And he is blindfolded.
I'm a ninja.
We are going to be tasting the first 2 products. I'm actually quite intrigued to see... Don't lick your mic. Sorry. I'm quite intrigued to see what you think of these products.
Same.
So what I'm doing right now, for you, really, and the audio listeners, potentially, I am pouring the first product.
Exciting. ASMR, people.
I want you to basically sniff it. Let me know what you think.
Sure.
And I'm oh, bloody hell, these lids.
I'm going to have to watch out for my mic.
Whoa, that's stinky.
Let me just move it away from my face slightly more. And I speak up with pronunciation. Are you finished?
Oh my God, look at the colour difference on that.
It's big, is it?
It's huge. You can't see, mate. Don't look.
I know I can't see.
I'm handing you the first one. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Watch out for the... let me move the mic.
I'll go wide.
Yeah, you're fine. I'll move the mic.
Oh, but the mic needs to still hear me.
It's
though.
there. It's there.
Oh. Hello. Right.
Oh my God.
Do I get to know which of the two? Because you said fizzy drinks and protein.
This is protein shakes.
This is protein.
So let me know what you think.
I'm getting strawberry dreams.
Nice. Little taste test. Here we go. Oh.
Yuck.
You're not a fan of strawberry in
very,
general?
Very
Or?
watery. Usually protein shakes are
Watery.
denser.
Maybe I should have shaken it.
Fucking hell, bro.
Oh dear. Are you done with that one, yeah?
I'm done with
All right, we're going to hand you the other one.
That's not very nice.
Not nice. All right, so poor.
Support.
Poor. You're saying it's really poor.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
Here's
It's
the
not
other
nice.
one. Put your hand out. Got it?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's the other one. Right.
Ooh.
Let me know. Oh,
See, I mean, I'm smelling.
oh my
protein,
God,
I
he's
must admit.
dipped the blindfold in the thing. It's a disaster. Go. What were you saying anyway about the smell?
It smells like more protein, and that tastes more protein.
Tastes more protein.
And do you know what? It tastes more like Weetabix, like most protein shakes do, but it actually tastes quite nice. I'm getting more chocolate from that as well.
Okay. Chocolate. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very nice though.
So, what are you preferring here?
Definitely the second. If the
Second.
first is more expensive, I'll be blown away.
Okay. I don't know how you want to do this. Do you want to reveal or do you want to look at the end?
Shall
Have a look now.
I have a look now?
Have a look now, mate.
Jesus Christ.
So you picked Huel.
Yeah, that's more expensive, I
That
should.
is the more expensive one. Do you want to guess how much more?
I would say Huel is. They say it replaces a meal. I'll say it's like £3.50.
Close. £3.80.
Okay. It's expensive, but I guess it's replacing a meal. It's meal supplements, isn't it? So I can respect it. But
What about this one?
the
From
Arla.
Arla. They do a lot of yogurts.
I'm going to go for £2 on the head.
Actually, £1.60.
So less
A
than
lot
half.
less. A lot less.
Wow,
But
wow.
in terms of quality, what did you think?
I mean, quality, if you're going down the avenue of protein shakes anyway, you might as well be getting something that's actually of value. So I'd go Huel if it was me.
Yeah. Right. What did you
But a
rate
little bit
it
of
in
controversy
comparison?
out there. Stephen Bartlett, we know that you promote your own products on your podcast. We saw about this recently. Did you hear about this?
Nope.
So Stephen Bartlett got caught out for promoting his own products.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't technically his own products, all of them, but like he was promoting a lot of products that were actually under his own
Company's
brand
name.
and his
Yeah.
investment. He got caught out for it. So,
So
don't
what,
worry,
like he
guys.
was-
We're promoting things that are actually authentically good.
What? So he was like
Newtonic and
paying
stuff like that.
himself or something.
He was basically trying to get people to buy his product by bringing on specialists to promote his own product. Do you see what I
got
mean?
you, got you, got you.
Yeah. Naughty,
So,
naughty.
what do you think in terms of ratings? People want to know.
Still, yeah, Huel. I would say Huel's a strong. I'm not a massive fan of protein shakes, but Huel, I say that was a good 8 out of 10 in
Yeah.
terms of what I was expecting to have. The Arla one, that was a 3 out of 10
Oh, wow.
at best. It wasn't.
Wow.
That nice. It was so watery.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Right. Put your blindfold back on.
Get it back on.
I'm going to swap these out. We're going to go fizzy drinks now.
Alrighty. Feel like a Power Ranger.
Like a little ninja there. Make sure you can't see.
Ouch. I can't fucking hear anything. Get my ears out again.
You good?
Yes. Hello.
I think he's good. All right. I'm going to open these up now.
Cool. Let's go. So these are fizzy drinks, eh?
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't bloody go everywhere.
Jesus, that's carbonated. Does that mean it's expensive or not? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, don't want to pay for the song rights. We can't do that. So, Jamie, tell me about fizzy drinks.
Do you like fizzy drinks?
Oh, no, not really. It's weird. I like energy drinks, but the sugariness of fizzy drinks, I don't like what it does to my teeth, man. It's not very nice.
No?
I do love a little bit of a Fanta Zero when I'm feeling cheeky, though.
Do you not feel like energy drinks give a bit of fizziness to your teeth, or not as much?
The thing is, they're less sugar content. Well, some energy drinks aren't 100%, but the new tonic, sugar-free. I know I keep speaking about it because I bloody love them, but they are sugar-free, and that's the kind of consistency I like, rather than these highly carbonated and sugary drinks.
All right. You can be quiet now.
Sorry.
Are you ready?
Yo!
Stick your hand out, son. Number 1.
Number 1, fizzy drinks. Don't sniff fizzy drinks.
It's got up your nose.
It's cough.
Oh.
I feel like I've had this before.
Maybe.
It's quite nice, actually.
You like
it?
it?
It's not overly fizzy, but
Interesting.
sugary, as I said.
Yeah. Next one.
Next one.
There you go.
Go wide. Shit. It's not got as much taste to it, that's for sure. It's almost... Yeah.
Oh.
It's close, you know. Like, the first one's got more flavour to it, but this one tastes more like your sort of bog standard fizzy drink, which is what's confusing me. Because if it's like a brand, an established brand, then they would make it more expensive.
So do you think which one's which? Which one's Spenny, which one's Penny? First or second?
I think the first was more expensive.
Okay. Do you want to reveal?
Yep, let's reveal.
You were correct.
Woo!
Pepsi was the expensive one, the first one.
Ah.
And this is Asda Classic Cola.
The Pepsi tasted like Dr. Pepper. I thought it was like a flavoured drink, but I guess it's just sort of regular.
But it seemed like you couldn't really tell too much in comparison to the other one.
No, there was definitely a much closer
Yeah.
divide between the two of them. What's the difference in price? Well, I know it's massively
Have a
different
little guess, mate.
sizes.
Have a little guess.
I go bog standard Pepsi. I'm saying that's like £1.80.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
spot on.
Whereas the big one, do you know what I'm gonna say? It's like £1.99, but for like a big 2 litre, something crazy like that. Some of these party
70p, mate.
No way.
Yeah, that just is insane, isn't it?
Do you know
Look
what?
at the size.
If you're having a big
difference on
party
that.
with fizzy drinks, you may as well, in my opinion, go for the bigger one because
It
it's
is insane.
not that different in terms of taste. In all
Yeah.
honesty, in my opinion, anyhow.
It's crazy though. You get a 2 litre for 70p, and then you get one that's, I don't know, 500
That is pretty mad.
for pretty much double the price.
Anyway, that was
Crazy.
Spenny or Penny. I got them both right. That's
Well done, well done. Guess
So
you can
that's a
taste the
win for me.
quality then, can't you?
got to burp with fizzies now. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. We'll take a little
that's
break
good
there.
fun.
We move on to the next segment.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
Bash.
Well, we're back from Spenny or Penny. My eyes have adjusted to the lights.
Well done, well done.
not
How'd you
a
find
fan.
that?
Yeah, do you know what? I was pleasantly surprised by the Huel drink.
Yeah.
Aside from that, just as I said, I've never really been much of a fan of those sort of like sugary fizzy drinks. However, it is a really good sort of point
Bit of
to
a shock.
know how similar some of them are.
But also like the size difference and the price difference is
Yeah.
mental.
That big 2 litre being so much cheaper than the other.
70p versus £1.80.
Wowza.
Crazy.
So yeah, margin your prices correctly because I'm sure people can make a much larger profit if they did it better. But at the same time, you could also be taking away a lot of your customer base if you're not.
Exactly.
Which is why it's important.
Well, they probably do end up, the 70p Asda Colas probably get quite a lot of customers because they're so much cheaper and a bigger quantity.
Because nobody's going to be buying a bunch of those little bottles for a party or anything.
No
You're going to be buying
chance.
those big jugs
Yeah.
and stuff and
Yeah.
so forth. So it does make sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Definitely.
Anyway, we're now back into today's topic where we're talking about the sort of next steps of a business, making the idea come to life. And we're going to touch on something that's really prevalent when it comes to the two of us, and it's having two of us.
Yeah, a partner in business, a partner in crime.
Partner in crime, that's for sure.
It's extremely important. And like, I think to start with, we're not saying have a drunken idea with a mate and then just partner with them. You need to really pick who you're going to go with. Someone you don't clash with. You need to have difference of opinions as well because you need to challenge each other.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to be two dreamers coming up with the same thing. You need an action person and a creative person.
Oh, I couldn't stand working with myself. I'd be so annoying.
Well, I do think when it comes to us, to be fair, like you're very good at just randomly splurting out an idea and something like that. And it almost
You're
takes
gonna
me
keep
to
back
go,
earth.
hold on, bit of reality here. Let's make this
100%.
real, but let's focus on this one idea rather than the other 49 that you said.
It's the sort of yin and yang to things. And
Yeah.
also, when you find a business partner, I'm sure you'll agree with me on this,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean that everything needs to be 50-50 in terms of the workload or the capacity of things. One thing that we found is we've worked on our own personal skills. I know, and you know, that we couldn't be where we are now without the other person. And point being is, if you try and run on your own, then you'll end up almost tripping over yourself. What I mean by that is, if you let your own sort of disadvantages get in the way and you don't have somebody to challenge that or be able to kind of get you past those obstacles, you will just kind of not see why you're not progressing. Nevertheless,
It's
there are
also
some
like,
positives to it.
with that, I mean, it's also being able to stick your head out and go, right, let me ask someone about this. Oh, my business partner might have a good perspective on this or challenge me on this idea, rather than getting almost too entrenched on one thing and thinking it's going to work without even exploring or questioning it. I think that's really bad. So you need to be careful. If you are on your own, almost step away from whatever you're doing and go, all right, will this work? Almost take a different viewpoint from it, because that's what another partner in business may give you.
You are right. I mean, I've looked a little bit more into sort of self-funded and self-founded businesses.
There's plenty out there.
Because there are
There's
plenty
so
out
many
there.
out
Now,
there.
don't get me wrong, a lot of the more successful ones do tend to have a partnership. But as far as some solo businesses out there, the capacity to have full control and much faster decisions, thankfully we've got a really good level of communication established between us. But other people out there, if you're finding somebody who might want to work with you on it and they're a bit sort of loose and a bit flannelly when it comes to actually responding to you, then getting decisions through the door will be like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
So there is something to be said for, if you're working on your own, a decision's made like that. It's a yes or no person.
Yeah. True.
So, I mean, you do kind of keep your vision intact and have the ability to move quite quickly, which is good.
True. I'd argue that when picking a partner, though, you shouldn't go for someone who's maybe not very good with their communication, because you need to have those complementary skills that complement each other, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is very true. You can get stuck in business with the wrong person, or they might have a brilliant idea and you're like, yeah, let's make it a thing, without even having any kind of relationship with them.
True. But you mentioned about the skills, like, to counter that again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to offer reasoning for and against with this sort of solo thing, because there will be people out there who don't have that additional person to lean on or that other business partner that they may be able to establish something with, and they might just be solo running with it, which is perfectly fine as well. And the reason why I'd say that is fine is because there is something to be said for leaning on the other person a bit too much. There are certain skills which you have, which I don't have, and I know a lot of people out there will share in a partnership where you'll know things that I don't know, and if for whatever reason you weren't able to fulfill those tasks for the week, because I've not taken the time to be accountable for those roles, I've not developed myself and not learned those skills.
Yeah.
So you do restrict your learning, but things do move a bit faster. It's a give and take.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of points there that we've kind of gone through, but I do think when you start to expand and grow your team, because eventually people can't do it on their own for the rest of their lives. They have to expand. They have no option as the business grows. Then you start to get a team who specialize in certain departments. That's when you can really focus on your strengths.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're really good at generating an idea or coming up with a new innovative capturing idea, you can just focus on that purely.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I'm more, focused on the financial aspects, I can focus on that purely. And then we bring someone in who's really good at potentially negotiating with clients and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that multifaceted sort of sense.
It always gets to a point, especially with individuals, they need to expand. So we're almost saying that I think it's a great idea to start that expansion from day one, especially when you're like us with a full-time job, because all of a sudden you've got two part-timers now, which make one full-time job. Does that make sense, kind of what I'm alluding to there?
It does make perfect sense. And topically on that, we do have a case study which we can mention to you guys. You may have heard of this lot. It's called the PayPal Mafia. Now, we've spoken so much about this chap, but he's brought back up again. Muskie's back, I'm afraid. Elon Musk and a bunch of other chaps and women decided to put together the PayPal Mafia. That's not what it was titled, but it's what it became in terms of Silicon Valley's most powerful network. Is these individuals of very high net worth value, and very high creative value and tech presence, all of this sort of stuff, to establish what PayPal became. And as a lot of people know, it was megalithic in the past in terms of being an industry. And yeah, these entrepreneurs, a few names to mention. You've got Peter Thiel, as we said, Elon Musk, Max Levchin, Reid Hoffman, all these sorts of David Sachs. Like, these people didn't just kind of stop at PayPal and then not go any further, because this core team went on to shape pretty much the future of tech in a lot of ways. They started as a team, they all found their skill set, they all worked on each other, and then funnily enough, there's a lot of reports out there where as they've gone into their own businesses outside of that, which I'll mention a few in a second, these other individuals have always kind of been there as a network to rely on when it comes to these facets that they could offer which the others couldn't. So for example, as everyone knows, Musk went on to doing Tesla, SpaceX, and he's now running Twitter, or now known as X. Peter Thiel went to found Founders Fund. He was an early Facebook investor.
Yeah.
He had Palantir under his belt, another massive company. Reid Hoffman went on to establish LinkedIn, also another early Facebook investor. Max Levchin established Yelp. Everyone knows about Yelp and Affirm. And then David Sachs was in Yammer, which was then sold to Microsoft for millions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As well as Craft Ventures. These guys are just absolutely storming the scene.
Yeah.
It comes from having a solid network.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy that, isn't it? Like, they probably all bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah.
All having really good creative ideas, and someone's maybe going, what about this, or what about that? And I think that's the key, is being able to challenge and probe and ask questions about things, because that's how you really expand an idea to get its full potential.
It's also how you keep yourself accountable.
100%.
This is a really important point.
100%.
And even though I did advocate for the sort of the solo entrepreneurs out there, just to show you that there is positives to being that placed, if you have somebody to rely on when it comes to the end of the week, when I look at my phone and I go, oh, okay, we've got an episode to film tomorrow, oh, we've got this thing to fulfill in terms of our other business venture, I'm looking at that going, if I fall shy on it, you're going to hold me accountable. You're going to be like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And this is the thing out there. If you do it with somebody who you trust and you've got a good relationship with and a good rapport with, you'll want to not only work hard for yourself, but you also want to work hard for the other person, because self-motivation is something that's actually very, in my opinion, like, overarched. People say, oh, yeah, you can just motivate yourself. I think there's been plenty of times I wanted to hit the snooze button more than once. There's been plenty of times I've not wanted to go to the gym, or there's been plenty of times I've not wanted to get up and do hours and hours of work on this. But that secondary facet to motivation, that other person who's also doing their own part, it will get you working.
And I do think, like, if you are going by yourself to start your own company as an individual, one thing I would recommend is definitely trying to find a mentor of some sort. Someone you can reach out to when maybe times are getting tough or you can't think clearly because there's a lot going on. And they can just help you, maybe point you in the right direction, give you a bit of guidance here and there. So I think if you can find a mentor, that is key. Also, following on from that, individuals that tend to grow business, they usually have a significant other or a partner that is freeing up a lot of spare time for them to go pursue that.
So true.
So in a way, they're almost never really on their own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. And that other person in your life that you might have to lean on in terms of that sort of, maybe those homely activities, those homely tasks, or life admin, whatever it ends up being, they're just as important to the business as anything else. Like, those people out there are so crucial to allowing you to have the capacity to work really hard. And yeah, it might mean things like going to the films every week, or having like a date night every other night might get reduced as time goes on, but the rewards you get from it over time, in terms of as a partnership and as a friendship or whatever it tends to be, as time goes on, when you feel a little bit more financially stable, hopefully, and you just feel a bit more empowered by creating something as a partnership, whether the other person was involved in the strategy itself, is so fulfilling.
It's key. I mean, well, to be like a bit off topic, but keep it on topic, you see people getting divorces and stuff like that, and the partners end up with a huge settlement, even though their husband at the time has created the company from ground up or whatever. But they get money because they freed up so much time, most likely, for the husband to do what he needs to do. Yeah,
don't get me wrong. It's tough when you see the sort of figures, but as you said, there is reality to that. There is truth that the other people who are part of the behind the scenes of your own life,
you don't see that in
the
social media world, in the business kind of world. There's a lot of other logistics that go on.
You're entirely right. Anyhow,
go on.
moving forth, we've got another cheeky little segment for you people.
Ooh.
We're back with Battle of the Hosts.
Here we go. 1-0 Jamay so far.
It is 1-0 Jamay. We'll get into it now. We'll have another little punishment for you. And today we're going to be hitting on some companies and their past, present and future. Anyway, let's get into it now, shall we?
Yeah. Righty ho. Here we are, Battle of the Hosts. We have decided for our punishment today, we'll be drinking 2 eggs. I really don't know if that's a good idea.
Neither of us have ever done this
I've seen
before.
someone do this
rugby
before.
initiations, we've been through all sorts. I've never done this before.
I've seen someone do it.
Yeah.
And the egg just comes straight back up. Straight back up.
We will put a disclaimer in there for anyone who's squeamish if it does come back up.
Nah, we won't. I know we won't.
We have to.
Just watch it.
Right.
Do you want to start? I am the winner currently.
Yeah, so I'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so as we said, this is Battle of the Hosts.
No. Like, you start to guess. So then I know how many I got to get.
No, because I did last time, so we'll swap this time.
I finished last time. Okay, fine. That's fine. Don't worry.
You are right. Yeah. So I'm right.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, right.
Okay.
I'm going to go first.
So what have you got?
So my thing...
What have you got for me?
...is... We were talking earlier about names of companies. So the way this is going to run is I'm going to mention 10 original names of companies, and Jamie's going to guess what their company is now.
Right.
They're all companies he should know, so he can't get annoyed at me. So you have... There's 10, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, hit me. Let's see how
We'll
this
get
goes.
ourselves started. I'll give you a nice little easy one to get going.
Thinking, yeah.
Face Mash.
Surely not.
Face Mash.
Facebook?
You sure about that?
No.
Think about what you've just said.
It doesn't make any sense.
Think about what the current name of the company is.
Yes. It makes no sense.
Well, then you get it wrong, mate, because the company's called Meta now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I gave you a chance, mate. I gave you a chance.
That's outrageous.
Tough. Grow up.
But Facebook and Insta are different things.
But
they're separate applications.
Yeah, but the company was called Face Mash. The company then became Facebook. Then it became
oh
Sorry, bro.
God,
Sorry, bro. If it goes down to 1, hey, beat me up in the comments. I don't care.
That's outrageous.
Moving on. Pete's Super Submarines.
What on earth?
Pete's Super Submarines.
And what is it now?
What is that company now? Think about the name. There's something in the name that can give it away. You've just got to think about it, bro.
Pete and his super submarines.
Super Submarines.
Oh. No. Subway.
Correct.
How?
What do you mean how? It's just what the
How was
company's
it kind
called.
of a submarines and then turned into Baguette?
Pete wanted to call it Pete's
That's
Super
mental.
Subs, but call
Is
it
that
Pete's Super
actually
Subs.
what it started?
It's actually started as Pete's Super Submarines.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you got one.
You know what? I was thinking like the oceanic thing.
The oceanic?
Yeah, that like kind of underwater thing that blew up. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's where my head went.
No, that's not Pete's
With
Super
submarines.
Submarine.
Jesus.
Right, moving on. This one's a hard one.
Okay, go on.
Back rub.
Oh my God.
This one blew my mind when I found out. Back rub. Big old company.
Back rub.
You could just probably have to take a stab in the dark. There's no help here.
BlackRock.
Google.
I'm obviously going to lose this.
It's got 2 wrong so far.
Outrageous.
But you got Pete's Super Submarines. That was a good.
Oh
that was a good one for
God.
you. Anyway, this next one.
No.
It's more logical. Auction Web.
eBay.
Correct. We'll crack on. Matchbox.
Matchroom.
Tinder.
Oh my God.
You know a company called Matchroom, do you?
Boxing.
Oh, I don't
That's
know.
where Matchbox. I thought it was boxing.
Ah, no.
Shit.
Matchbox became Tinder. So you've got 2 right so far. Stag Party. Just think about the vibe. Think about what it could become now. It is quite a challenging Battle of the Host, to be fair.
Think about the vibe.
Think about the vibe. Stag party. What could that become now? Gonna have to push you for time, my friend.
Skype.
Playboy.
Oh my god.
You see, there was a link, but no, we'll move on. Next up.
This is ridiculous. I'm getting shafted.
Next up, Waltons. Waltons. Yeah, Waltons. Waltons. It's all one word, but it was called Waltons. I want to say it right.
Warburtons.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I think that's kind of my fault. It's called Walmart. I think I've been quite nasty this time, actually. Right, moving on.
I really hope you don't get any of mine.
A company.
Have I got one? Right.
You got two. I think you got Auction Web and you got Pete Zoom Submarines.
Jesus.
Next up, Status. I think your mind's gone now. So but this
Status.
This it's a company that's all about your status. Your thoughts, your status. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Oh my god.
X.
Oh,
Twitter, X.
It's the only thing I can think of, blogging or something like that.
Okay, next one. You'd only know this because of knowledge. You won't know this for any other reason. Cadabra.
I'd only know this because of knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think there's no link between these two. You just have to know it, really.
Random guess.
Big old company.
Big old company. Royal Mail.
Wrong. Amazon. Amazon
What?
started as Cadabra. Jeff Bezos.
No way.
Used to love, I don't know if it's the word or the whole vibe of
Why does
abracadabra,
everyone mail?
and called it Cadabra. And your last one, I thought you would have got more by this point, so I made this last one quite a challenging one. Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web.
Is it anything to do with web? Like website?
Guide to the World Wide Web. So think about like search
Wikipedia.
engines.
Or Bing?
You want to go for one more guess? Just in case. Go for one more guess.
It's not Google. So...
Yahoo!
I was going to say that.
Why didn't you say
I
it?
was generally going to say that.
Should have said it then. I did give you plenty of time, bro.
All right, give me the first one.
Huh?
Give me the first one.
What do you mean give you the first one? The first one again?
Facebook. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll give you the first one. Yeah,
So I get 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4.
Oh my god.
Out of 10.
Right, I'm really hoping you don't get mine.
Oops.
Mine's a lot easier, by the way. Because
Those
mine
eggs look really
is...
tasty.
Huh?
So those eggs look really tasty.
It's actually staring at me. Right. Ollie is going to get an original brand and a copycat brand, right?
Yeah.
So he gets 2 choices. So he gets basically 50% chance of getting it right, whereas I got just fucking stab in the dark. Moving on. You know what? Shall I give you the copy? No, I won't do that. Anyway.
Or you could just give me the
No,
copycat
I'm going to be
and let me
nice.
guess the
I'm
main
going to be
one.
nice.
Okay.
So we got Prime versus Mass.
I'm going to say Mass is the copyright.
The copycat.
Copycat.
Yes, it is. So Mass is Messi's drink. That's what I was telling you about. Started nice and easy.
Got you.
Okay, so when I say like the copycat, it's almost like which one came first, in a way, is the original and the one that didn't.
Got you.
So you got Temu versus Shein.
Oh, which one came first?
Yeah.
I want to say Temu.
As
sorry, the
OG?
original.
Or...
Temu's the OG.
Okay.
I'll start calling the OGs from now on.
Okay.
Temu's the OG.
Wrong. It's actually the copycat.
That surprises me.
Yeah. Only by like a year out, to be fair, but it
that's
basically
how quick
copied
they come around,
Shein.
isn't it?
Yeah. Interesting. So you got one right. Here we go. This one's quite difficult, actually. Bing versus Google.
Gotta say... No, I'm only second guessing myself. I'm going to say Google. Google's the OG.
Correct. Well done. I
was so close to saying Bing then.
Ready for the next one?
Go on.
Slack versus Microsoft Teams.
I've used Slack most recently. I'm going to say Slack.
As the original.
As the original.
Correct. How?
Just because I've used it most recently, it looks like it's more established.
Yeah, it's been it was around before Microsoft Teams popped off after COVID and stuff.
That's impressive.
It's crazy. Right, here we go. Threads versus X. Do you know what Threads is?
No idea.
So you know Instagram?
Yeah.
They created a thing called Threads.
Oh, Threads. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you said Freds.
No.
Bunch of Freds running around.
Threads. Bearing in mind, I'm talking about X, not Twitter.
Oh, that mixes it up.
Or whatever it was when you said the name.
Twitter.
X. As the
OG.
original.
OG.
Before Threads.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Correct. So you have
I've beaten you.
1, 2, 3, 4. You got to get the rest wrong. 4 is draw. We can do 1 egg each. Right. Shark versus Dyson.
Dyson, surely.
Yeah, you're right. Shark's quite an American brand.
I'm only thinking because James Dyson was like, he's like
Yeah,
quite an old
yeah.
chap there.
Here we go. Echelon versus Peloton.
I've never even heard of Echelon, so I'll have to say Peloton.
Correct. Only by like a year as well.
I
Crazy.
didn't know Echelon existed.
Lyft versus Uber.
Oh, Uber's got to be in first.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Before Lyft?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I've done it so easy. Here we go. For the YouTube audience, YouTube Shorts versus TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts copy TikTok. So did like the Instagram Reels, all of that. They all copied it. Right,
See.
you win. Well done.
I mean, I think we've learnt 2 things there. 1, that I made it way too hard, and 2, that you made it way too easy. You did make it quite easy.
Yeah, but I felt bad for winning the last one.
Well, feel bad with the egg going down your gullet.
Do you want to
I will
maybe
do
get
the
me a
honours.
bucket or something? I don't know.
Ah, you'll be alright. Do you want to hold that egg while I'm doing this one? They're nice and cold for you.
Oh, it's freezing,
There you
mate.
go. See if I can do this like a chef.
Don't get a shell in it. Oh, you donkey. You absolute donkey.
Shiznit.
I'm not drinking a shell.
Yeah.
That is a full shell. What a donkey.
I hope you don't mind fingers. There's no shell in that. You can do the
Why
other
don't you
half.
try like crack it like a normal person?
I look like I've pissed myself. That was a really stupid idea. Whoops.
2. Are you
I thought one wasn't going to be... well, you've done it now. I'll take that.
Take that. Okay, now.
Enjoy, my friend. Creme de la creme.
Oh, it's not creme de la creme.
Do you want to wash it down with some mule? Here we go, people. Get a nice close up there.
I think we should start.
Bombs up, mate.
I don't even know where to start.
Chin chin.
Just goggle it.
To Susan Sliders.
Cheers, boys and girls.
No! Oh, God.
Mate, one was fine. One went down.
One went down.
Oh my god, it tastes like shite. I've got to finish
No,
it.
you don't have to finish it. You don't have to finish it. No way.
Yeah, I've got to. It's punishment.
Fair enough. I don't know if you'd have made me do that. Wow. I feel like everybody at home's just been sick.
Mate, that is the slimiest thing in the world. I need to get some water in me.
Well, that was... I'm covered in egg. He's feeling horrible.
Right.
That was the end of Battle.
I'll be back.
And we're back. That was... I mean,
Brutal.
there's no other way to say it. It
Brutal.
was brutal. I'm wearing different trousers. He's been in the bathroom about 5 minutes, and we're back. I'm so sorry to all of you at home.
I'm really worried like a chicken's just gonna fucking come out my mouth or something like that.
Just start coughing up feathers. You're like, what's going on? Anyway.
I don't know what happened. Something came over me.
Oh man. Anyway, that was if you're here with us on YouTube, that is it for today. We do carry on a little bit on our Patreon for another sort of 15 minutes or so. We talk a little bit more about some steps as to getting the company registered online.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Also, we've got another workplace stories we're doing on our Patreon
So
with this
go
episode.
check that out. Once again, Ollie, how much is the Patreon? Let them know.
£4 a month.
That is literally a coffee.
13p a day.
Or 13p a day.
13p a day. So for the value of a coffee, as Jamie mentioned,
Pennies.
you can get yourself exclusive, extended episodes, early released every single week. On top of that, behind the scenes stuff.
More punishments.
We'll do a nice slow-mo extended video of Jamie's egg shot in the last segment. There's going to be some funny stuff on there.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more punishments, a lot more funny stuff. Different kind of content as well. Very different to what you're seeing here. But feel free, go check it out. Otherwise, yeah.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure having
Like
you
and
here.
subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment once again. Your workplace stories, your segments that you're starting to enjoy, the things you want us to talk about.
Punishments as well that you want to see.
Punishment suggestions would be amazing.
I think this is only the start. Like, it's going to get a lot worse from here. So.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine where it's going to go.
Let me
We've
start
already
upping
got
my
the milestone we want to achieve by 100 subscribers in the end of these few weeks. And we've got the higher end of 500 subscribers from my stupid bet that I did in the last episode. Eyebrow will go. But once again, thanks for being here. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you next time with episode 3.
Cheerio.
Toodle peep. And I'm back. We're back.
Yeah, we kind of like forgot our tradition.
We did.
Episode 2. Great tradition, guys.
Yeah, this scratch card tradition, which if you were here on the last episode, you'll know about. So we've got ourselves back here just quickly.
So remember, what were we? Minus £4.
We're minus £4 so far.
We have now gone and spent a further £4. So currently minus £8 in our business ventures.
But we might have a winner here.
We might indeed.
Shall I start us off or do you want to start us off?
I'll start.
You'll start.
Listen to this. 300k up for grabs.
300k. We're doing the National Lottery scratch card. What we got?
Game 1 says 3 games.
It's 3 games.
Game 1, fortunately, got nothing. Game 2, nothing again. But, my friend, Game 3.
No way.
Nothing.
Well, I've got some better news.
Oh, I hope so.
Game 1. Nothing.
Zilch.
Game 2. Nothing. But game 3, people.
Are you joking?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Absolutely nothing. This is going to become a really expensive tradition.
Think we need to just go to £1.
Yeah, start buying the £1 scratch cards.
Yeah, £2 is not really doing it.
It's not a good investment.
No.
Anyway,
thanks.
Back to the episode. All right, not back to the episode. We're done. Bye. Go home. Sleep. Woo. Check. I've not been doing any of my claps. Tom's going to be pissed off on me.